What's happening, guys? This is once again Speo with the voice of reason, and today we will be looking at a melodic dubstep synth which you might want to use if you don't just want to throw bass around during your drops. It should sound something like this. There you go. Let's get to it. Create a thaw, make sure it's resetted as usual, and put the amp envelope sustain all the way up as usual. Now, for the oscillator section, the first one is okay as it is, but add another one 2 octaves below with a pulse width and a PW of about 72. And then add another oscillator 1 octave above the first one, and we can leave the settings as they are. Don't forget to activate all 3 of them in this section here. For the filter, we'll just open the frequency all the way up for now and put the envelope and velocity, the envelope amount and velocity all the way to 0. Now, we want the synth to blend nicely with the bass which comes afterwards. So we'll create a kind of downward pitch / filter effect using the mod envelope. So turn on tempo sync and turn the release and decay all the way to 0. And now add 1/8 delay and 1/8 attack, which we're gonna use as follows. We'll use the mod envelope -100 on the oscillator 1 pitch and on the oscillator 2 pitch and sorry, and +100 on the oscillator 3 detune amount. So what we got now sounds like this. So as you can hear, it kind of dissolves after 1/8 because that's the delay, into like the first 2 oscillators go down and the third one just dissolves into noise. As you can hear, the synth resumes after this 1/8 here, but that's no problem because we just want the synth to go 2/8 anyway, or 1/4. So yeah, but we'll do the notes later. Now we want to use the mod envelope also -100 on the filter 1 frequency. And now we want to add some resonance, so there's a nice resonance effect when the filter closes. And then also add the mod envelope +100 on the amp gain, so we can still hear like the pitch as it goes down with the filter closing. There you go. Now now we can add like a vibrato kind of effect using the LFO1 with a frequency at about 11.9 Hertz with an amount of about 22 to oscillator 1 pitch and then again 22 to oscillator 3 pitch. We leave the lower oscillator out for now because that's just for the punch. There you go. And that's about the basic settings in Thaw. And now we really want the synth to be punchy and kick you right in the face when the drop kicks in. So we'll add a compressor with pretty harsh settings, so a ratio of about 16:1 and a -30 dB threshold or -25 dB. Some input gain and the attack all the way up at 100 milliseconds, and we can pull the release down to about 200 milliseconds, which gives the synth a nice punch. Even a little too much punch. We'll put the ratio down to about 5.74 to 1 and the threshold at -23 dB. Those settings work nicely. Now add a reverb. You can pretty much add whatever reverb you want. I use the U-Big-A in my track The Beast, or my remix of The Beast by Summit. The U-Big-A, which is a nice reverb. I just chose the plate patch. Put the mix to about 30% and the density down to 50, so it doesn't take up so much space in the mix. I can even put the drivette down to 15%. Yeah, that's better. And that's about it for the rack. Now let's see what we can do in the mixer to make the synth even bigger. First up, we activate the high pass filter to make it a little smaller actually, but just to cut out the lowest frequencies so the sub can sit nicely there at about 60 Hertz, the high pass filter. And then activate the EQ and boost a shit ton of highs at about 11 to 12 kilohertz. Really boost it. At least that's what I did. And boost some lows too for the punch at 600 hertz, so it doesn't interfere with your 200 hertz snare with about, well, 10 dB. That kicks in nicely. There you go. And that's about it, really. There's not much more to the synth. For the notes, I just had a basic chord going. Make sure it's at 1/4, so it goes down nicely. Then I just added the root note 1 octave below, so we get again more low frequencies to punch nicely. And that's it. That's your melodic dubstep synth as a variation to all the crazy bass you've got going on. I hope this tutorial was useful. If it was, drop a like. That would be much appreciated. As always, my name's Speo, and this was the Voice of Reason. Have a good one of whatever you're having.
Knock it up a notch.